about Hanukkah that you learn the hard way is you never bump the table, okay? And we also tried very hard to keep that table far away from where people will come up and down for honors and other things. So I'm going to, and we have extra ones, so you may find that even if you didn't bring one, I can show you where there's an extra. Come and find your menorah. My menorah. Boom, 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 boom. And I'm going to light the shamash. And this is what we're going to do. Do not light your candles yet. With the Hanukkah candles, first we say the blessings, and then we light the candles. With the Shabbat candles, first we light the candles, and then we say the blessing. And you can take, if your shamash is lit, you can help me by lighting other shamashes. Shamashim. That would be very...
I bet people do learn the hard way.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really bad when you learn that the hard way.
Yeah. Gablet,
Yeah, I'm out of here. Take a shamash and light other shamashim. Be the light. We've got extras. You may want to join around. Come on around.
I was going to say...
Service has started.
Yeah, I know. I was going to say, if I've got a tiny Devar Torah bit about Hanukkah, if you want me to say something.
Thanks. I think I'm covered. We'll talk after. So let's say the blessings. So since it's the fourth night, there are two. Come on up and get some candles. Hurry, hurry. Come join. Come join. Look at this group. Look at this group. Come on in. Tell them to come in. Come on in. If we need more, come on in. I know he thinks he wants to be a... Thank you. An usher is also... So shamash means the useful one. So sometimes people can be a shamash. And sometimes the shamash is the thing that gets lit. So make sure that your shamash is lit. We say 2 blessings. Some people have a tradition of lighting the candles during the second blessing. Some people wait until the second blessing is done. So let's wait for the blessings. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Hanukkah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asa nisim la'avoteinu bayamim ha'hem ba'zman hazeh. You can light starting with the newest candle first. We just thank God for making us holy by giving us commandments and commanding us about lighting Hanukkah lights. And then we said that we were grateful because God did miracles for our ancestors at those days, at this time. And once all the candles are lit, whoop, I better go get my book. All right, so come on in. These are for display. These aren't for lighting. There are extras over there for lighting. There should be extras over there for lighting, not on the table already. So while you're finishing lighting, I'm going to read a little bit for you, and then we're going to... Have all the candles been lit? Who still needs to light them? Who has not lit some candles yet? Make sure everybody... Max, did you make sure that everybody got... Did you already do? Would you finish these, please? Come finish. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Glad to see you. What a wonderful turnout. What a bright night. So once you're finished, if you would go back to your seats and Go back to your seats, get your books. We're using these books. We're on page 51. That's a good thing to forget. At least it's light. That's an incredible amount of light over there. So on the very first page, which is 51, it says, Hanukkah is a festival of light. Each day another candle glows. One becomes two, two become three, until the menorah is full of candles and the room is full of light. On Hanukkah, we learn that light can grow if we do our part. It is we who must kindle a light for ourselves and others. Max, would you do me a favor? Would you close that door? I want to do something important here for a second. And I'm going to, we were on page 51. I just want to show you, I just want to show you something. Don't be surprised. 1, 2, 3. I want to show you something important. We're about to light the Shabbat lights too. There is a tradition that says that we are only supposed to be using, we're not allowed to use the light from the Hanukkah candles. And it's kind of getting harder and harder to not use that light. But that's why we have a shamash on there, so that it's not so that we can light other candles, it's so that we can use the light from the shamash. I want you to think about that. I want you to look at these candles. You are allowed to use the light from the Shabbat candles, but it's getting harder and harder every night to figure out which light you're using. I'm going to make this just a little bit brighter for a second, but we are going to, no, I guess you need to read, don't you? So page 52, I'm going to watch this light. Whoosh. Page 52. This is from the second book of Maccabees. Maccabee and his fathers and his followers, with God leading them on, recovered the temple and the city. So it happened that on the very day when the sanctuary had been profaned, the cleansing of the temple took place, on the 25th day of Kislev. They celebrated it for 8 days with rejoicing in the manner of Sukkot, the Feast of Tabernacles, since but a little while before, at the festival of Sukkot, they had been wandering about like wild beasts in the mountains and caves. That didn't mean we were like beasts, but we didn't have places to live. And they decreed and confirmed by vote that the entire people of the Jews should celebrate these days every year. Some people think that we celebrate 8 days because of the miracle of the little bit of oil that lasted 8 days. But some scholars say that it was because we didn't get to celebrate Sukkot, which God commanded us in the Torah, and that's an 8-day celebration. That is why we have 8 days of Hanukkah. You can use your imagination and do both, like we said about right and left and left and right. So then we sing the song on page 52. We're going to do it first in Hebrew and then in English. Mi yimalel gvurot Yisrael otan mi yimne hen bechol dor yakum hagibor goel ham. Keep going, don't repeat. Shma bayamim hahem bazman hazeh Maccabi Moshiach ufodeh uvyamenu kol am Yisrael yitached yakum lehigael. All right, I got to hear you better in English. Top of page 53. Who can retell the things that befell us? Who can count them? In every age a hero or sage came to our aid. Do that again. Who can retell the things that befell us? Who can count them? In every age a hero or sage came to our aid. Hark! In days of yore in Israel's ancient land, brave Maccabeus led his faithful band. And now all Israel must as one arise. This is new words, I don't know these words. Redeem itself through deed and sacrifice. Why did they change it on us? Who can retell the things that befell us? Who can count them? In every age a hero or sage came to our aid. And now we get ready to light the Shabbat lights. So please rise. Chana Senesh, the poet, was one of our Maccabees in 1944 at the age of 21. Is there anybody 21 in this room right now? We have some people. I love that. We have the two people who are 21 that if you average them out and divide it by 14, you might get 21. She parachuted into Europe and gave her life trying to save Jews from the Nazis. And she wrote, Ashrei hagafror shenisraf vachitzit lahavot. Let's do it in English. Blessed is the match consumed in kindling flame. Blessed is the flame that burns in the heart's secret places. Blessed is the heart with strength to stop its beating for honor's sake. Blessed is the match consumed in kindling flame. And then on page 54, we have the blessing for Shabbat candles. Now you'll notice that the blessing for Shabbat candles, the candles are already lit. And then we cover our eyes. We don't remember when we did the blessing for the Hanukkah candles? First we said the blessing, and then we lit the candles. We are supposed to first say the blessing and then light the candles. But if we did that, we would be breaking Shabbat. So we do this. We cover our eyes and say the blessing. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Asher kedeshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. We praise you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe. You made us holy by giving us commandments, and you commanded us about lighting Shabbat candles. Now, if you open your eyes, now they're Shabbat candles. And then we are going to skip a little bit because this is the order that we normally do this. We're going to go to page 68 for the Kiddush. We're going to say, read with me together, please, at the top of the page. Praised be our God for the mitzvot that help us reach for holiness and for the love that gives us Shabbat, the sign of creation. This is our day of days, a precious gift, a reminder of our going out from Egypt. We give thanks for the holiness of Shabbat, our day of rest. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei pari hagafen l'chaim. You may be seated if you say Shabbat Shalom and Happy Hanukkah, Chag Sameach. Somebody you came in with? Somebody you didn't come in with? Shabbat Shalom, Happy Hanukkah. Somebody you came in with, I didn't say somebody you didn't come in with. Hey Max, came in with you. Shabbat Shalom, Chag Sameach. Henry. Shabbat Shalom, Chag Sameach. Shabbat Shalom, Chag Sameach. And then we go backwards again. So do you realize how many years we have already spent in this? Do you feel connected? We went back to 1944 with Chana Senesh. We went back to about 150 something BCE with the Maccabees. We went back to 5,000, 4,000. Anybody good with numbers? I'm looking at Peter. Peter, you're my historian here. 5,000. See, I told you. Ha! I'm just kidding. For when we escaped from Egypt. And we went back to the very, very beginning of time. And that's where we are today, in all of those places, with all of these people. That's where we are right now. We're also on page 55. We read responsively-ish. With joy and gratitude, we greet this season of our freedom. Not by might did we win it, not by power did we gain it, but through our strength of spirit, the Spirit of God within us. Since that day when the land was re-won and the temple restored to the worship of the Holy One of Israel, we have won and we have lost, we have suffered and rejoiced. We have struggled to keep alive our people and our faith. For all our deliverances, we give thanks. May all who are not free go forth from bondage. May all who suffer find healing and peace. There is the tradition that before we begin the official part of our service, we say praises to God in the form of a Kaddish, the Kaddish, on page 56. You know that even though it says all rise at the beginning of the page, we're going to wait towards the end of the page to stand. Yitgadal v'yitkadash me Rabbah Be'alma divrach hiruteh V'yamlich malchuteh B'chayechon u'v'yomechon U'v'chaye dechol Beit Yisrael Ba'agala Ba'agala U'v'izman kariv V'imiru Amen. Yehesh meraba mevarach le'alam ul'almei almaya yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpahar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yit'aleh v'yit'alal shemeh dekudesha brichu le'elamin kol berchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata Damiran be'alma v'imiru Amen. Baruchu et Adonai hamevorach. Baruch Adonai hamevorach le'olam va'ed. And now, Israel, what is it that your God asks of you? To honor God, walking in God's ways with love, serving God with heart and soul. God says, I call you to join me by opening blind eyes, bringing out of prison the captive, and from their dungeons those who sit in darkness. With one voice, we pledge ourselves to the one God. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Echad Eloheinu, Baruch Shem, Kivod Malchuto, Le'olam Va'ed. That's what happens when you close your eyes. Please be seated unless you're in my bet class. My bet class. I was, distracted. I was realizing the one voice. Last week, Helene and I had one voice that was 6,000 people strong. And this group sounded just as loud. If I was listening to you, I wouldn't have messed up. We're on page 58. Ready? You need your own mic? You good? Nice. Ready, go.
Right here.
V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol ma'odecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shivtecha b'vetecha Uvelechtecha v'derech, uveshokbecha, uvekumecha, ukshatam leot, ahal yadecha, v'hayu letatafot beinenecha, uchetavtam, al mezuzot beitecha, uvisharecha, leman tizkiru, v'asitem et kol mitzvotai, Vitem kedoshim le'elohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem le'elohim ani Adonai Elohechem.
Adonai
Elohechem. Awesome. Awesome. We're going to be this. That was awesome. Except I don't know how you're walking in those shoes. What? That's how she got to be tall enough to read the Hebrew. I get it. That's what it was. Wow. We read together at the bottom of page 58 in English. Charlie, you want to come help me with the English? You want to come up? Come on up. Come on up. Come on up. We'll do one family at a time. We'll help. Ready? Come on up here. Come on up. You can help me with this in the English, this part. Ready? Come on up. Come on. Make room. Yep. Ready? Go.
You shall love the eternal God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your might. Set these words which I command you this day upon your heart. Teach them faithfully to your children. Speak of them in your home and on your way, when you lie down and when you rise up. Bind them with a sign on your hand. Let them be a symbol before your eyes. Inscribe them on your doorpost of your house and on your gates. Be mindful of all my mitzvot and of them. So shall you consecrate yourselves to God. I am the eternal God who led you out of Egypt to be your God. I am the eternal God.
Wow, that was pretty good. He was in the microphone. I could hear everything you guys said. That was wonderful. Give me one. Ouch, that was good. Yeah, that was a big one. We continue on the page 59. Happy is the one whose trust is in God. God keeps faith forever, doing justice for the oppressed, giving bread to the hungry, setting the captive free, and opening the sightless eye, lifting up the fallen, taking care of the stranger. The eternal God has called us to bring hope to the oppressed and healing to the broken, to proclaim liberty to the enslaved, freedom to those in shackles. As we saw your saving power displayed in Egypt, so shall all at freedom's shore rejoice and sing your praise. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nehedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot osef ele, nora tehilot osef ele. Baruch atah Adonai Ga'al Yisrael. We thank you, the God who made us be free. We take a moment for some silent prayer. Get in the mood for praying. Sometimes the saddest stories are the ones that have the best endings. Sometimes. This song is a song like that. This song is a song where we're supposed to find hope when sad things happen. On a wagon bound for market, there's a calf with a mournful cry. High above him there's a swallow winging swiftly through the sky. How the winds are laughing, they laugh with all their might. Laugh and laugh the whole day through, and half the summer's not, sorry, winter, donna. It was the summer when I sang it last. Donna. Donna, 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 die. I'll sing the words here. I'll stop looking again. Stop complaining, says the farmer, that your fate's a calf to be, that you don't have wings to fly with, like the swallow so brave and free. How the winds are laughing, they laugh with all their might. Laugh and laugh the whole day through, and half the winter's night. Donna, 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 die. Donna, 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 die. Calves are easily bound and slaughtered, never knowing the reason why. But whoever treasures freedom, like the swallow, must learn to fly. How the winds are laughing, they laugh with all their might. Laugh and laugh the whole day through, and half the winter's night. Donna, 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 die. Donna, 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 die. Somebody else want to read for me? Who wants to read? You already had a chance. Come on up. Mrs. Huddle, would you please come up and read for us? Yay. Would you lead us page? We're on the bottom of page, top of 62.
On the 25th day of Kislev, the soldiers of King Antiochus went into the temple. There on God's altar, they placed an idol and burnt incense in its honor. Then they said, the people of Judea must give up the Torah. They must break the Sabbath and all the commandments.
But many refused. The women stood fast and encouraged the men, their brothers and sons. Then they chose to die rather than give up the holy Torah.
One day the king's troops came to the city of Modin. There they found Mattathias. They said, you are a great and honored leader here with many members of your family to help you. If you will be the first to do as the king commands, he will favor you and reward you greatly. But Mattathias answered in a loud voice, even if all the world obeys the king, we will be true to our faith.
Women, children, men, we will hold fast to our religion. We will not obey the king. We will not be moved so much as an inch.
And Mattathias cried out, come with me, you who love your Torah and your God. So they fled to the mountains, Mattathias, his sons, and all who followed them. The struggle for freedom began.
Many who remained behind fought in their own ways. The women of Israel were steadfast for their people and their God.
After a time, when Mattathias saw that his death was near, he said to his sons, be faithful to the Torah and be ready to give your lives for your God and your people. Have courage and hold fast to your faith, and you will gain honor. Then Judah, called Maccabee, took command in his father's place. With his brothers and helpers, he led the fight for all Israel.
They battled like lions. Their enemies fled from before them. All Israel was glad and blessed them. Their memory is blessed forever.
When the people trembled at the sight of the enemy and its number, when they said, how can we, so few in number, hope to overcome so great a host? Judah replied, God can save by many or by few. It makes no difference. We fight for our lives and our laws. All shall see that there is one who saves Israel. Judah then led them into battle and crushed the enemy. Many fell and the rest fled.
Then the women led the people in praise. They sang to the one God who is good, whose mercy is everlasting.
Then on the 25th day of Kislev, the very day on which God's altar had been defiled, the temple was dedicated anew. There was singing and dancing as the people praised the Eternal One, in whose cause they had won a great victory. They celebrated the temple's dedication for 8 days. The people were filled with gladness. Then they said, let this celebration be kept every year at this season. Let the dedication of the temple be observed with joy for 8 days.
And so to this day we keep faith with the Maccabees and all who were loyal to the Torah of our people.
We celebrate the victory of light over darkness, of the few over the many, of the weak over the mighty. For it was not by might nor by power, but by the Spirit
of God that our people lived. Thus do we too hope to live by that Spirit, keeping the light of Hanukkah kindled in our homes and our hearts. And Mazel Tov. And thank you. Okay, you good? All right, I'm going to try this again. Remember how we started this? What did we say? What did we say about the Hanukkah lights? What did we say about the lights from these? They're placed in the mortar from right to left, and they're lit from left to right. This is true. What else did we say? You're not supposed to use them, so I'm going to do this again. Get ready. 1, 2, 3. Okay. You can use this light. Is it getting to you? No. You can use the light of the shamash here. You can use the light of the shamash. Some of them are going out already. But you're not supposed to use the light from those menorahs of the other candles. We're supposed to look at them and just remember miracles. So I'm going to tell you a story that started out in the darkness. Because as you know, if you're in a dark place, all you need is one teeny tiny light, and it becomes not a dark place. So this is a true story that happened to me. So Helene and I were just at the biennial where we really did have Shabbat services last week with 6,000 Jews. 6,000 Jews. And it was truly awesome. And some of the people who were there are people that I've known for a very, very long time. There were two people who weren't there, though, who reminded me a lot about the Hanukkah story. In 1978, I started working at Green Family Camp. Louis Dobin has been the director of Green Family Camp ever since then, and he took me to be his song leader, which was one of the coolest things I got to say. Every time I told that to people, they were like, oh, because Louis Dobin was one of the best song leaders anybody knew, and when he chose me, that was pretty cool. And it wasn't that first year, it was the second year that there was a guy on staff named Mark, and Mark was blind. He was blind from birth. And one day, I went in to do laundry, and the laundry room was behind the kitchen, and I snuck through, and I got to the laundry room, and it was pitch black, and the light switch was on the other side of the room, and I had to like figure out in this room where all the machines were. There were washing machines on this side of the room, and there were dryers on this side of the room, and I knew, I had it in my mind what the room must look like, and I knew that if I went from this door, I could make it to the door that was straight ahead. And I went through, and I'm walking and walking and walking, and I got to the other side, and I was good. And I found this, a little bit of feeling around, and I found the light switch, and when I turned on the light, there was Mark sitting there doing his laundry in the dark. I'm like, oh my gosh, you scared me out of my wits. What are you doing sitting here in the dark? And he said, really? Really? Because his life was always that kind of dark. I made my way through that room, and I felt pretty good about that. But every time I'm in a dark room, I think about that day. And I think about, what does it mean to be a light? Mark was a light to us when he taught us how to see, even though his world was that kind of dark. When I finished at Green Family Camp, I worked as the head song leader at Eisner. There were a lot of people who I knew from Eisner days, a lot of people from Green Family Camp days that I saw this time. Not a lot, but enough, a few. Many I didn't recognize because we've all gotten older, and the name tags are this big and you can't see what they say. No. But when I was at Eisner, there was a guy on staff whose name was David, and he was blind. And he became blind in his 20s. He had some kind of a congenital problem. And he taught me. So he and I were kind of these lonely people who had not been to camp every single year. And so when it came time, we were each entitled to a night out. When it came time for the night out, I borrowed a car, and I drove him to dinner, and we sat and had dinner. And I can tell you that there is never a day when I'm trying to fill up my water that I don't think about what they taught me about how to fill up your cup. Because if the cup is like this, you have your finger to the spot where you want to fill the cup up with. You have to always have clean hands, let me tell you, because their fingers have to be in their food and it has to be in their cups. And so we go out on our night off, and when you come back to park, you have to park off-site. You have to park away so that the kids don't see the cars and don't remind them of home and things like that. At least that's what it was at Eisner. And when we got back and we parked, so up until now, the whole night, I am leading him around. And we're going to the restaurant, and I take him back out, and we go to the car, and I took him, and he held my arm, and we went. And I felt really good about knowing that I could lead this guy around. And then we get there, and we close the door, and we get out, and I get to his side of the door, and I realize there's no moon. There are no lights there at all. I literally could not figure out where the gravel road started and stopped and where the woods started and stopped. I had no idea. I was petrified because I was the one responsible for taking him around. And it was the same kind of a thing where it was kind of a, really? I've got this. And he whips out his cane, and he starts sweeping it front and back, and he starts explaining to me, this is how you know how to get back to camp. Even though he had never had to go from those cars back to the camp, he said, listen, the frogs are over there. There's cars over there, so I know that I go this way until we get to, and he took me back to camp. Darkness is a thing that sometimes can be scary. I remind you that a little bit of light goes a long way. Every year I talk about how awesome it is that if there's darkness in the world, and it doesn't mean a literal darkness only. It can also mean the kind of darkness like when the Maccabees had to deal with people taking over their world and they weren't allowed to worship the way they wanted. Or during Hannah-Senech's time when the world seemed bleak. And all it took was one little light for other people to have hope. And the thing that I love about light and candles that's not like almost anything else in the world is that most of the time, if I have something and I share it with you, we each get some. But when it's a light and I share it with you, we each have more. That I have the same amount, you may have the same amount, but I don't lose anything. If anything, I just made the world a brighter place. I love that about Hanukkah. I love that about winter and being a light. I love that about Shabbat. And I love that we all get to share that together. Now, I've put almost everybody to sleep, which is something that I like to do on Shabbat because I've done my job now. My job here is done. So I brought with me a dreidel. This one says Nun, Gimel, Hey, Pei. This is one from Israel. Max and Ron are heading to Israel on December 25th for the Birthright program. So I don't know if you knew this, that kids from 18, it was until 26, until last Friday when they raised the age till 32, can take a 10-day free trip to Israel. And they're doing that. Free doesn't mean what you think it means. Freedom costs a lot more than it did in older days. But the trip is really free. And so prayers for Jerusalem and for their enjoyment and safe return home. But so I want to tell you what's going on here. We do have religious school on Sunday. Yay! We do have Aleph class before religious school. Yay! We don't have Bet class after religious school. Yay! Because there's a party at the end of religious school. It's going to start at 11:30, and the party is for everybody, not just for the kids. It's for what I like to say are children of all ages. We will have latkes. There's a rumor that there's also going to be brisket and chicken fingers and something else and salads and things. So, and of course, what else do we have? Dreidels and gelt and sufganiyot, donuts, all kinds of foods that are, oily and fried. And cookies, of course we do. Of course we do. So, and games and prizes, so Sunday 11:30, that's why we don't have a bet class. The fair trade and the gift shop sale will continue Sunday morning, anytime from 9:30 until the party is finished. You can buy things. The fair trade stuff is in the foyer area, and that, we are not making money on it. We are just trying to make sure that we can help support people, women especially, who need fair job prices for fair work. The stuff is gorgeous. The gift shop things, both congregations' gift shops are being represented here. Another mitzvah we're doing is the coats of many colors. So last week while we were gone, the Torah portion was about Joseph and the coat of many colors. That was a bad coat to have because your brothers were very jealous of you if you had that coat. But this coats of many colors is a way for us to help people because it's starting to get chilly out there. It's really cold there at nights. So this is a way for us to help people in the community, either new coats or gently used clean coats. Please bring them. All sizes are needed. We are kind of adopting common ground, and we're going to bring those there. Hanukkah continues every night until December 19th. Next Friday, Spencer Reichman is going to be, he's supposed to be singing again. He was here for the High Holy Days. If you were here for the High Holy Days, he's the young guy with the big voice, and he'll be here. Hopefully, the plan is every month-ish, but approximately every month. He's still here in town for this whole year as part of the Shreveport Opera Express, and he is enthusiastic about coming. Donations were made to B'nai Zion or for pulpit flowers in loving memory of Alexander W. Tech by Debbie DeLynn, and in honor of celebrating Hanukkah together by the Religious School and the B'nai Zion Sisterhood. And now I am going to ask anybody who is under the age of, you want to come? You want to? Are you sleeping? Okay, anybody under the age of 20? Come on up and help me open the ark. Go this way. Avoid candles as much as possible. And we jump all the way to page 74. Yes. I know, she's already 16. What?
Yep, and my sister's already driving.
And she's already, and your sister's driving. Ready? We open the ark. Everyone please rise when the ark is open. I know, come on up and you see. Look, show, it's her first time opening the ark. Go show her what happens when you open the bottom ark. Go ahead, show her. We've got Torahs you can hug. You want to hug a Torah? Go ahead. Oh, no, that one fell down. Go ahead, grab a Torah. Hug the Torahs. Grab them. You can. You can. Show them how to do it. Go ahead. You can go up.
Yeah, I'm good.
You're good? All right, ready? Stand up. All right, hug one. Stand up, hug it. And we are going to say together, because we don't have all the words in Hebrew here. You want to put it back already? All right, we're going to say it in English. We praise the one who gave us life. In our rejoicing, you are God. You are God in our grief. In anguish and deliverance alike, we praise. In darkness and light, we affirm our faith. Therefore, we bow our heads in reverence before the eternal God of life, the Holy One, the Blessed One. V'anachnu koreim umishtachavim umodim lifnei melech malachei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu. We face the morrow with hope made stronger by the vision of a world where poverty and war are banished, where injustice and hate are gone. Eternal One, teach us more and more to respond to the pain of others, to heed your call for justice, to pursue the blessing of peace. Help us to gain victory over evil, to bring nearer the day when all the world shall be one. On that day, the age-old dream shall come true. On that day, O God, you shall be one, and your name shall be one. V'nemar v'haya Adonai l'melech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad. We put the Torah back in the ark. We close up all the ark doors. Leave. Take your cousin back. Okay. Let her out. Thank you. We back out of these. We need help closing the ark. You want to help close? Close, close, close. Close, close. Thank you, everybody, for helping me with this honor. What did you do?
Smashed my finger on the door.
I don't think you meant to do that, that's for sure. We didn't mean to do that. Thank you. And we may be seated now that the ark is closed. Nice job. When we celebrate, we remember those who used to celebrate with us and are no longer with us. At this time in our service, we remember those who are no longer with us. We include the fact that we have lost 33 people fighting for our country, 122 police officers have lost their lives this year, 22 canine troops, 84 firefighters. There are firefighters that who are fighting right now still. Those blazes are just terrifying to me. And we remember them, and we are grateful to people who run into danger for our sake. And we pray that their families may be consoled and that their memories are always a blessing. We also remember those for whom we're observing remembrances this week. That includes the people who have the congregants' parents who died within the past year. We remember Kurt Strauss and Shirley Seligman and Stephen Muslow. And those for whom we're observing yortzites this week include Libby Bliss Abramson, Z. Branis, Jules Henry Dreyfus, Val Gold, Mary H. Grunis, Irvin Kassoff, Solomon Lipo, Caro W. Levy, Lottie Feld-Selber, Sam Sklar, Jewel M. Sorkin, Jack Stein, Sonia Grunis-Sorenko, Alexander W. Tech, Sylvia Terrell, Marilyn Weil, Sam Weiner Jr., Elise Willer, Dorothy G. Zadek. For all those who we hold in our hearts, for those who have no one left to say Kaddish for them, if it is your tradition to do so, I invite you to now please rise. The Mourner's Kaddish is found on page 75. The translation is on 76. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shmei Rabbah, be'alma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehe shmei Rabbah mevarach la'alam u'lamei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shmei d'kudshah barichu. La'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehe shalama rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the source of peace bring peace to all who mourn and comfort to all the bereaved among us. Amen. You may be seated. So whose menorah has gone out already? Mine did. Not that one. So sometimes, I don't know how this happens, but sometimes the shamash winds up being the last one that stays lit. And I have no idea how that works, because that's the first one that you light, and it's the one that you use to light all the other ones. So sometimes we need to be like a shamash, that we get to be useful, and we get to keep going longer than even those around us who we try to help. And sometimes we get to be those other lights, the lights that shine just for the sake of shining. Sometimes. I love the fact that we have light during a dark season. I love that. We're going to continue to sing. We've got this one on page 77 to sing as our closing song. I'm going to try to sing the words that are in here in English, but first we're going to do the Hebrew. Mahoz tzur Yeshuati lechana el shabeach tikon bet tefilati v'sham toda nizabeach leit takin matbeach mitzar hamenabeach az egmor b'sh בשיר מזמור, חנוכת המזבח. אז אגמור בשיר מזמור, חנוכת המזבח. Rock of ages, let our song praise your saving power. You amid the raging foes were our sheltering tower. Furious they assailed us, but your arm availed us, and your word broke their sword when our own strength failed us. And your word broke their sword when our own strength failed us. We don't have to sing it all in English. We already sang it all in Hebrew. That's as far as we got in Hebrew. If you won't sing it farther in the Hebrew, that's as far as I let you sing it in English. No, you can keep doing that at home. Keep going. Keep singing the songs. Keep singing. Keep being that light and lighting the other lights around you. We need to say a blessing on some challah for the fact that we've got this really delicious, wonderful, extra special. Would you guys come up and help me do the challah blessings, please? Our modern day Maccabees, come on up. Come on. Help me do the motzi. It's okay. No pressure. No pressure. All you have to do is hold this. This is a new challah cover that I brought back from the biennial for B'nai Zion. It is a fair trade. Isn't that pretty? So just hold this underneath. What do you think's under there? Oh, you're right. It's challah. It's challah. Ready? We're going to do a motzi. Hamotzi lechem min haaretz. We give thanks to God for bread. Our voices rise in song together as our joyful prayer is said. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'te'avon. You can say amen. And then you're covered. Now you get to grab. Take. That's yours. Take it. Grab some. Grab some. Grab some. Really, come on, grab. Come on. Maccabee. Here, oh, sorry, they're being low carb. Ready? We'll spread it around. We'll share. Ready? You guys take and share. Go ahead. Take it. Take it around. Yeah, go ahead, Sid. Take it and share. There's some. You're good. You're good. Thank you, guys. Thank you. I'm glad you're here. Thank you. We rise for the closing benediction. What an incredible blessing it is. Did you notice that there are no two hanukkiyot that are alike on this whole table? I've got another whole collection of hanukkiyot on display, and no two hanukkiyot are alike in this whole room. That's kind of a miracle of Hanukkah, if you ask me. And obviously it also shows that each of us can be our own unique kind of light in the world. I love this. Look at this Hanukkah. Look around. Look who's here. Make sure you get to say Shabbat Shalom and Happy Hanukkah to as many people as you can, the ones you came in with, the ones you didn't come in with. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you. May God protect you. Protect you. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka. May the light of God's face shine upon you and be gracious to you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God's face always be lifted up to you. May God grant you peace, a Chag Sameach, happy holiday, and a Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.